There is a compelling hypothesis that Pan-African thinkers live longer, not by accident, but by design. Rooted in a deep awareness of history, culture, and tradition, they possess a grounded identity that shields them from the corrosive effects of alienation and self-doubt. This historical consciousness fosters a positive self-image and a broader respect for African peoples, reinforcing purpose and emotional stability. Such individuals are more likely to pursue enduring relationships, valuing marriage, not as a convenience, but as a legacy. Stable unions in turn provide emotional support, reduce stress, and cultivate environments where both partners can thrive. Their lifestyle choices often reflect discipline, balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, and mindfulness, driven by a desire to honor the body as a vessel of heritage. Mentally, they are fortified. Confidence flows not from ego, but from clarity and understanding of who they are and where they come from. This self-assurance reduces anxiety and promotes resilience in the face of adversity. In essence, the Pan-African thinker aligned identity, purpose, and practice. That alignment may well be the quiet, decisive factor that extends not just lifespan, but the quality and dignity of life itself. African women have won 31 London Marathon out of 46 editions since 1981 to 2026, a remarkable record. Dr. Judith Garvey's UK tour is being sponsored by the Marcus Garvey Legacy Trust, PNP UK, and Demotivatorshow. Add your organisation name or your name to our sponsors list. Sebastian Thawe. He came, he saw, he conquered. Not so very long ago, the idea of anyone running an official marathon in under 2 hours lurked only in the realms of fantastical and theoretical, part holy grail, part scientific curiosity. But over the course of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds of tumultuous spring day in London, Sebastian Thawe, Kenyan, turned it into a brain-spinning reality. Imagine running 100 meters in under 17 seconds and then keeping that pace up for another 26 and a bit miles or 42 kilometers. That is what the 31-year-old Kenyan did. A true-born African man. Praise Jah, Rastafari. Here's Ishmael running in the 2026 London Marathon, one of 19 other countdown members. Here's Ishmael in the London Marathon after running nearly 26 miles. He grabs his daughter to run the last half mile with him. Oh, what a lovely father. Here is Ishmael with his London Marathon medal. and other members of Countdown. Why not join your local community exercise class or set one up yourself? Together, we will all make the difference.
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, jump it! 1, jump it! 2, 3, 4, 5, are we good? Let's go!
There is a compelling hypothesis that Pan-African thinkers live longer, not by accident, but by design. Rooted in a deep awareness of history, culture, and tradition, they possess a grounded identity that shields them from the corrosive effects of alienation and self-doubt. This historical consciousness fosters a positive self-image and a broader respect for African peoples, reinforcing purpose and emotional stability. Such individuals are more likely to pursue enduring relationships, valuing marriage, not as a convenience, but as a legacy. Stable unions in turn provide emotional support, reduce stress, and cultivate environments where both partners can thrive. Their lifestyles choices often reflect discipline, balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, and mindfulness, driven by a desire to honor the body as a vessel of heritage. Mentally, they are fortified. Confidence flows not from ego, but from clarity and understanding of who they are and where they come from. This self-assurance reduces anxiety and promotes resilience in the face of adversity. In essence, the Pan-African thinker aligned identity, purpose, and practice. That alignment may well be the quiet, decisive factor that extends not just lifespan, but the quality and dignity of life itself. African women have won 31 London Marathon out of 46 editions since 1981 to 2026, a remarkable record. Dr. Judith Garvey's UK tour is being sponsored by the Marcus Garvey Legacy Trust, PNP UK, and Demotivatorshow. Add your organisation name or your name to our sponsors list. Sebastian Tsawe, he came, he saw, he conquered. Not so very long ago, the idea of anyone running an official marathon in under 2 hours lurked only in the realms of fantastical and theoretical, part holy grail, part scientific curiosity. But over the course of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds of tumultuous spring day in London, Sebastian Tsawe, Kenyan, turned it into a brain-spinning reality. Imagine running 100 meters in under 17 seconds and then keeping that pace up for another 26 and a bit miles or 42 kilometers. That is what the 31-year-old Kenyan did. A true-born African man. Praise Jah, Rastafari.
Come on, guys! a yellow arm.
Here's Ishmael running in the 2026 London Marathon, one of 19 other Countdown members. Here's Ishmael in the London Marathon after running nearly 26 miles. He grabs his daughter to run the last half mile with him. Oh, what a lovely father. Here is Ishmael with his London Marathon medal and other members of Countdown. Why not join your local community exercise class or set one up yourself? Together, we will all make the difference.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, jump leg. 1, 10 legs. 2, 3.
Oh, there you are. There you have it. Oh, yes. Yes. Today's feature will be focusing on community exercise, to exercise for health, to exercise for life. Your health is indeed your highest wealth. And without good health, we all know what life is like. So today's episode will give a focus on encouraging us all to exercise far more than we currently do. Levels of diabetes are off the charts. Levels of hypertension or high blood pressure off the charts. Levels of obesity or fatness. Yeah. Where you've got up to 60 to 70% of African women here in the West, here in Britain, in the Caribbean and US, who are obese. Yeah? But all the accompanying health challenges that creates. These are records off the chart. It is incumbent upon the Motivator Show to bring light to those issues of true social concern. And I hope you stay with us. In approximately 30 minutes' time, we'll have that feature interview with representatives from Countdown, the community exercise class, and all the ramifications that that means for us all. I hope you would agree that this is a worthwhile episode. To stay with us. There's much we need to pack in between now and then. Because, you know, the Motivator Show is a campaigning channel. It brings to the fore those issues which are not generally discussed and that therefore means are not particularly popular to publicize in social media. We're not here for the money. We're not here for the glory. We're not here even for the, as it were, continuous gratitude we receive. We're here to communicate those messages that must be communicated consistently, because they will have and are having a profound impact on the health and well-being of all the communities of the world, particularly communities of African heritage. And I hope you would understand why we do this. As we progress 2026, there's much we need to learn. There's much that we will do together. Because remember, the whole purpose of these episodes of the Motivator Show here on the Motivator Show YouTube channel is this. This is where we translate our words into action and where success is ours for the taking. And I know you understand that. I know you would appreciate that. I know you get it. And that's why you're here. Help us, of course, to spread the word to those hundreds of thousands of other people, those who absolutely will benefit from these messages. Just hear them for a few minutes. Just stay with us. Just for a few minutes. You'll be better informed what is actually happening in your own neighborhood, your wider communities, within your societies, your countries. Because together we will transform the world if we work together on this one. So between now and our main featured interview, which will be in approximately 27 minutes' time, there's much we will pack in. So let's start off it is tradition here that we recognize and acknowledge there's a few of our past contributors. We want to first of all acknowledge, and I think you would all agree that it was truly impressive. That's, of course, our representative from the Marcus Garvey Legacy Trust. Okay. The Marcus Garvey Legacy Trust intends and continues to give light to the work, the great works of Marcus Garvey, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Okay. He is truly inspiration for all peoples of the world, the Jamaican first national hero, someone we should never forget. Okay. We here at the Motivator Show will be a co-sponsor to assist in the arrival of Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Okay. Julius Garvey is very much an established clinician in his own right, with an international reputation. Okay. It is our intention to support his arrival here in in October of this year. It's part of what's here in Britain, Black History Month. So the young people, the children, our children, indeed, in fact, all ages, but certainly the children, can be inspired by being the presence of greatness. Marcus Garvey's impact on the peoples of the world is profound. Sufficiently understated here in Britain, US, and even much of the Caribbean and Africa. But that will not always be the case. The Motivator Show is here to give light to what is true greatness personified in his son, Julius Garvey. And if you wish to be a part of that campaign, what we will do here in a few moments' time is put details of how you can join with the Marcus Garvey Legacy Trust to assist us to secure Julius Garvey's arrival here in Britain, okay, where we will tour across the country and enable both young and old to gaze upon the son of that great man, that mountainous man, his name, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I always say to people, if in doubt, ask questions. And Julius Garvey is a learned man, proud of his father's legacy, and we'll be happy to respond, particularly to the young ones. We really want the young ones to ask those inquisitive, awkward questions. They're always difficult questions, but they're asking the right questions because they want to understand. I would just say to all of you who are involved in that project, stay with us. And what I've got to do is put on the screen for you. If you wish to be involved to assist with the organisation and preparation for Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, reach out to us here at The Motivator Show. I'm going to give you the email address. It will appear on the screen in a moment or two, I hope. There you go. Write us here, The Motivator Show 501 at gmail.com. I repeat, The Motivator Show 501 at gmail.com. Julius Garvey, we'll have him here in Britain in October of this year. We want to meet those who will help us to co-sponsor the project, or you'd like him to visit you wherever you are here in Britain. Okay? Let's organise now. Reach out to us at The Motivator Show 501 at gmail.com. This will be truly an historic visit. Julius Garvey is is very much in his twilight years. I know you won't mind me saying this. At 93, going on 94 years old. Okay? For him to travel and to be this vigorous, this physically active, is truly a testament to that genealogy. That is, of course, the son of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Well done. And to those of you who are able to support, please don't hesitate. Reach out to us and we'll give you the details. Very good. More details will follow, details of Julius Garvey's arrival here in Britain. thank you to each and every one of you who have already indicated your support and have also agreed to be co-sponsors or suggested places where the great man should visit. Thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you. You understand why that thumbs up is truly an acknowledgement for you. You're not simply sitting there passively receiving information, you are proactively getting involved. And that's the whole purpose of these broadcasts. The next issue, of course, I want to bring to the fore, again, what had not generally been discussed, and we continue to lament. And that's the issue of FGM, female genital mutilation. I would acknowledge my guest that we had here on the Demotivatorshow, by Councillor Naima Ali, and who is, of course, a FGM ambassador, a campaigner to help those women and girls whose lives have been affected by FGM. Okay. I want to give praise and respect to Huda, the specialist NHS nurse, maternity nurse, who has to treat and engage women who have undergone this awful experience, okay, and are experiencing challenges in childbirth and general gynecology issues. I also want to give thanks and praise to those mums and dads, men and women, who have reached out to us here at the Motivator Show, acknowledging the wonderful work being carried out by Councillor Naima Ali, okay, and understand the importance of this campaign. More than 250 million women, particularly of African heritage, are affected by this experience, okay. Many had it happen when they were babies. Can you imagine mutilating a woman, a girl, a baby? Yep. Oh, can you imagine? Oh, I can't. Yes, again, whenever I mention this subject, it does invoke an emotional response. I just cannot contemplate how men could find it acceptable that their women are mutilated or cut in this manner, with the ongoing consequences for those women. And I realize there are certain individuals in the community, and I name them directly, the kings, the chiefs, the clan leaders, and indeed some politicians, who deem that this subject is taboo and should not be discussed. I ask you all to defy that ruling from them. We must discuss it, and together we could change the prospect for many millions of women and girls. Okay. I called upon the religious leaders, the imams, the pastors, the priests, the monarchs. Yeah. I called upon you to seek to ban, to outlaw, yeah, to cast out this practice, so that no woman, no girl will have to suffer such indignity again. If in doubt, we ask you please to ask questions. And if you're still doubtful about the impact, what you should do, particularly men, I want you to ask if your wife has been affected in this way. I ask you please to ask your wives how they've been affected, okay? Just ask them. But I think you might be, well, unpleasantly surprised. Yep. It'll be an unpleasant experience, okay? Here you are.
Naima Ali, FGM ambassador for Southwark in London, is the founder of Unshackled Duma. Unshackled Duma is a London-based organisation that empowers women and girls, particularly from Black, Asian and world majority community and Muslim communities. The organisation focuses on promoting self-empowerment, autonomy and advocacy, with a strong emphasis on combating female genital mutilation, FGM. It raises awareness about FGM's harmful effects and supports survivors and works towards eradicating the practice. Unshackled Duma can be contacted via this email address: unshackleduma followed by digit2 at gmail.com. I repeat, unshackleduma followed by digit2 at gmail.com.
I hope that message receives you well. and empowers you to take that next step. Reach out to Councillor Naima Ali. Yeah, reach out to her. And if you didn't get the email address, this is of course being recorded. Just play back the recording so you've got it there. We urge you not to sit there, stand there passively and receive the information, but join with us, and work together to eradicate this awful practice. I ask again the men, because I'm a man, you see, so I want to communicate directly with the men. How is it that you would find this acceptable that your wives, your daughters, yeah, your girlfriends, yeah, your nieces, yeah, your grandmothers, yeah, your aunties could be mutilated in this manner? How do you find it acceptable? Speak to them, ask them quietly, privately. How has it affected their lives? What complications has it caused? I say again, you'd be unpleasantly surprised. Unpleasantly. Thank you. Thank you for each one of you who've heard these messages and have responded in the manner which you have. And if in doubt, I'll put our email address on the screen one more time. I want to ensure that each one of you, if I put this one here, I'll use this one, shall I? There we go. Each one of you are able to communicate directly with the Motivator Show. It's the email address, themotivatorshow501@gmail.com. Reach out to us. And I'm really pleased the hundreds of you who have already done so. Thank you. And together we will effect those changes. And no longer will women and girls have to suffer this indignity. It is indeed an indignity. Thank you. Again, told you these are the issues that are not being discussed in social media, but we bring these issues to your attention here on the Motivated Show. We are a consciousness raising channel. This is where your consciousness will be raised. Okay. Well done. Look, and we noticed that 95% of you who are viewing our content haven't subscribed. We ask you, it will really help us out. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you've seen the content and you believe that the algorithm should recommend this content to others in the YouTube family. Help us to spread the word. Send the links of these shows to your family, your friends, your network. Help us to spread the word. We would be eternally grateful. Again, if in doubt, ask a question, but we are appreciative of each and every one of you who have subscribed, who have given us a thumbs up, or at the very least have left a comment, just so that the world recognizes the content is worthwhile. We are conscience-raising channels. There you are. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you. Again, thank you for each and every one of you who have joined with us and understood the importance of these messages. Thank you. The other issue we want to bring to your fore, we will come to the issue of health generally. But I want to, this is really important. You recall that the history of our people and how it's recorded, how it's shared, is still up for discussion. You recall Jelly Cheniere, okay? She is, of course, as part of our oral tradition. The jellies, of course, you may have different names, different parts of the continent, and indeed the Caribbean. Okay. These are the storytellers, the recanters of family lines, the recorders of key memorable events and activities that the peoples should remember. It could be written down, but these jellies are people with incredible memories and are able to recite those stories of culture and history of the people, an important part of the fabric of all civilizations. I want to give praise and respect to Jelly Cheniere. Thank you for being an outstanding guest here on The Motivator Show. And in a month or two's time, the Storytellers Festival will be held, okay? In our next edition, we'll give greater light to Jelly Cheniere and her efforts to rekindle the jelly and the importance of oral tradition. Okay. And if you wish to become a jelly, we'll give you more details about her in our next live episode of The Motivator Show. But it was a fantastic episode. And I've learned a great deal. We've learned a great deal from her. And it just goes to show the power of the voice. I say again, the power of the voice. Said with conviction, with love, with intention. Praise be, praise be. Deli Chinyere, thank you for your wise words. Thank you for your company. And we look forward to your future works. Thank you, Jelly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now I want to move on to another one of our campaigning issues. Again, this is the Motivator Show. And in approximately 15 minutes, we'll have our keynote dialogue with Countdown, the community exercise, and why we exercise for health, and the implications of exercise and health for our general health. So very important. Okay, and that was such a powerful dialogue we had with the Countdown representatives. It's coming up. It's coming up. But before now and then, there's just a few more minutes, a few more campaigning issues, but not generally in social media. But here at the Motivator Show, this is what we specialize in, to bring to and remind you of those issues of real concern to the peoples. I want to raise the issue, and this is particularly pertinent to those who are part of the so-called British Indeed. This is where we call, let's go to say it, Windrush. But Windrush is a euphemism, really. It's a euphemistic word. It really denotes a single ship, and there are many ships and many planes that transported people from the Caribbean to Britain. After Britain called, just after the war, for workers from the Caribbean to come and fill those many, many tens of thousands of vacancies here in Britain in the 50s and 60s. My parents were amongst that wave of people, Africans from the Caribbean, who came to Britain. Yeah? And indeed, there are many from West Africa who came to Britain from the then British Commonwealth to fill those vacancies. But we are all aware, of course, that subsequently, despite the fact my parents and myself, many from West Africa, were born British under the 1948 Act. They were actually born British. So they didn't actually require a passport. They did require a boarding pass so they can get on the ship, get on the plane and get here. Challenge, of course, that Parliament, the British Parliament, gradually over time affected these good peoples, these pioneering peoples, their status here in Britain, to a point in which there are far too many who are now destitute because of the way the laws have changed. They're asked to come to Britain, and cause a significant brain drain, from the Caribbean and Africa. And now the Windrush scandal continues. Okay. We want to give praise and respect to all of you involved in campaigning to address the issues of Windrush. We should give praise to this new Labour government who's now put in place a Windrush commissioner. Okay? We hope to have him here on the Motivator Show eventually. Okay? We want to give praise and respect to those of each and every one of you, both in the legal profession, those in the general public, civil society, who are campaigning for the law to be just, and indeed for the compensation scheme set up by the previous British government, Conservative government, which has now been enhanced by the current Labour government, to compensate those who have been disadvantaged as a result of the change in laws since the 60s, which placed them at an invidious position. I want to give praise, of course, a special thanks to Anthony Brown, who's calling for a Windrush Act. I'll put the details on the screen for you. There you are. So we're calling for a Windrush Act. actions speak louder than words. The time for action is now. Let's translate our words into action. The leading proponent of this Windrush Act campaign, it's WD Legal. Their website address is www.wdlegal.co.uk to join the campaign to secure the Windrush Act. Together, we will make the difference. Give praise to the Windrush pioneers. Reach out to Anthony Brown. Go onto the website. I repeat the website details for you. It's www.wdlegal.co.uk. We hope to have Anthony and his team here in the Motivator Show in the not too distant future. This is an important campaign and one where we must never forget. You know, what makes it so poignant, you see, is that a previous British Prime Minister and indeed the current Prime Minister have all acknowledged. In fact, just listen to the words of Theresa May. This was recorded when she was the Prime Minister, but this is what she said at the Commonwealth Heads of Government Conference. Just listen to this.
On Tuesday, I met with Caribbean leaders, where I gave an absolute commitment that the UK government will do whatever it takes, including where appropriate payment of compensation, to resolve the anxieties and problems which some of the Windrush generation have suffered. These people are British, they are part of us, they helped to build Britain, and we are all the stronger for their contributions.
You heard it. Yeah, that's the official record. Yep, that's the official record. Yep, helped to build Britain. That's what the Prime Minister made it clear. The current Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, made it clear. There's a generation, indeed, of grafted, hard workers, determined people. These are our pioneers, my parents, the pioneers. Praise be, praise be. Give respect to them. Give respect to them. Praise Jah, Rastafari. Well, give respect to them. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. As I say, we look forward to Anthony Brown and the team to talk about, discuss, share with us progress made towards a Windrush Act. Okay. And there are a number of parallel campaigns around that campaign, which he will discuss with us at the time. But we look forward to seeing him. The keynote interview will be in 10 minutes' time, so stay with us. But these are issues we need to bring to your attention. This is the Motivator Show, because this is where we translate our words into action. And where success is ours for the taking. I know you believe it. Yep, I know you believe it. Okay. I now need to move to an issue which affects us every day. Mm-hmm. And that's the issue of climate change. Mm-hmm. I note, particularly amongst African heritage commentators and social media, this is not being sufficiently discussed. This, of course, is the Motivator Show. We will discuss it. Okay. Because it is having a profound impact on our weather, on the weather patterns, and continues to have a profound impact on the islands in the Caribbean. Many of you will recall that in 2024, the Caribbean was raked by a severe storm, a severe hurricane, Hurricane Beryl. It was a Category 4 hurricane, pretty violent, above 100 miles an hour winds, pretty devastating, and it caused significant devastation in parts of Jamaica and neighboring islands, which included both Grenada and Haiti, Cuba. It was particularly poignant because it occurred at the beginning of the hurricane season. In other words, very, very violent storms were occurring at the beginning of the season, when it usually occurred halfway through the season. They build up, as it were. Last year, it struck again. Hurricane Melissa, a Category 5 hurricane with winds of up to 185 miles an hour, plus 100 kilometers per hour, caused significant devastation again to Jamaica and neighboring islands, and caused significant devastation to whole communities, to multiple public buildings. Billions of dollars, billions of pounds of damage was caused to Jamaica. And Jamaica, to this day, continues to be affected by these two hurricanes that occurred in successive years. We bring it to your attention because it's now moved out of the international media. But this is the Motivator Show, because this is where, I say again, we translate our words into action, because success is ours for the taking. So we are duty bound to remind ourselves that this storm and its effect continues till today. And there are people in Jamaica whose lives have been totally devastated. The whole community is wiped out. And whilst the government, I know, is trying its best, whatever the diaspora and the friends of the diaspora could do, I know the Jamaican government would welcome that support. There's an organisation here in Britain. Its name is PNP UK. It has made one of its missions to support the people of Jamaica. Absolutely, to bring back into use those public buildings which have been destroyed. And of course, not simply to bring them back into use, to increase their resilience so they're far more able to cope with future hurricanes. And there will be future hurricanes. I want to commend PMP UK for their wonderful work. I want to commend them. PMP UK, therefore, is focused on at least one public building, a school, a infant or basic school, they call it in Jamaica, a school for babies, for 5 years old, little thing, babies, yeah? Their building was devastated. I wanted to hear the words of the school principal and her most sincere, most heartfelt appeal for the diaspora and the friends of Jamaica who support the reconstruction, yeah, and the greater resilience for their school. Just listen to her. Listen to the babies. Listen to the babies speak in response. How can we not be affected by their call? How can we ignore their plight? How can we just stand by and watch when we can make the difference? I'm going to play for you just a few words of what she has to say. Here we go.
PNP UK Hurricane Melissa Disaster Relief Fund appeal for a better Jamaica.
Good morning, students.
Say good morning, parents.
Good morning, students.
Today is what month are we in?
We are in the month of January.
Everyone, I am Lexia Lewis Hines, principal of the New Building Early Childhood Institution in New Building, Nain, St. Elizabeth. We were adversely affected by the passing of Hurricane Melissa on October 28, 2025. And as such, we lost our school roof, we have lost furniture, books, and other learning materials for our young ones. I am hereby making a plea asking for any contribution that can be given to assist us in further renovating our school building so that our students can return to some semblance of normalcy. We have already received some donations and we're able to cover half the roof. The other half is patched up with the old zinc that was there from before. And as such, any contribution is an investment in our young ones, the future generation. And so this is my plea, asking for any contribution that can be given in assisting us to be better able to facilitate our young students. Thank you so very much.
New Building, Early Childhood School, New Buildings District, Nain, St. Elizabeth, Jamaica.
January is 21 days old.
On behalf of PNP UK, we hope you would agree that this school needs to be rebuilt so that the children can enjoy the teaching and learning experience. Support the Hurricane Melissa Disaster Relief Fund to build back better the school. Send your donation, whatever you can afford, to PNP UK. That's at NatWest Bank, sort code 600802, account number 2986123, and in the bank reference, please quote DRF Melissa. Thank you for considering. Thank you for your donations. PNP.
Thank you again for each and every one of you who have responded positively to that campaign. We very much appreciate you. We will receive, I hope, in the next few weeks, an update on progress made to date. But that update will be as a result of your compassion, your empathy, your understanding that each and every pound, each and every dollar, each and every cent that you give will be spent at that school to build back better. Let's make a small contribution. The climate change affecting Jamaica is not the result of Jamaicans' activities. It is very much the activities of places like Britain, Europe, the United States, Japan, who are the big polluters and have been traditionally the big polluters of the world and have released tens of billions of tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and has caused problems that we're now suffering from today. I hope your heart can extend that far. And I want to thank each and every one of you for the contributions you have made. Thank you. In 5 minutes, we'll be ready for the keynote dialogue, okay? But there is a part of this, my podcast, the Motivator podcast, in which we actually address the issue of our health. Okay? And this is such a powerful message because we know that we've saved or improved the lives, not hundreds, but tens of thousands of people who finally heard the messages. It had to be repeated. Yes, we get it. It had to be repeated and have addressed the issues of their health and well-being. We've had here previously Lyndon Wizard, the inspired diabetic, who shared with us his story, his experience, and of course, how he's been able to manage his diabetes by totally transforming his diet, ensuring good physical health. You can take control. We are not victims. I say again, you can take control. We are not victims. You got that, yes? You got that message? Yes. I want you to hear the words of the Public Health Director for London. Okay, he provides some really just common sense advice. This advice. It's just common sense. Listen carefully to each of these recommendations. What we need to do in order to live longer, healthier lives. Watch this.
Professor Kevin Fenton says, I'm a public health director. Here are 5 things you can do to improve your health. 1. Mindful and balanced eating. Nourish wisely. Eat whole, balanced meals with awareness to support energy and well-being. 2. Get outside. Be with nature. Time outside reduces stress, improves mood, and strengthens your connection to the world. 3. Stay curious, stay engaged, explore new interests, keep your mind sharp, build social contacts, and boost your happiness. 4. Get active, move it or lose it. Move daily, lift weight, and do cardio. Exercise, improve physical, mental, mood, and energy. 5. Prioritize rest and sleep. Disconnect. Rest. Quality sleep supports mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall health.
Straightforward, common sense advice, isn't it, really? It really is. Although the last one, I may not get enough rest. I've much to do. I try. Sorry, Professor. I try, but I'm working on it to rest more and give myself regular breaks. Absolutely. I am trying. It is tough at times. I am trying. I have a busy life. I am trying. But I understand why he has ensured that the last of the priorities is that one. You get enough rest, you give yourself space to totally relax, you meditate. I do meditation, and it has made all the difference. So, if in doubt, ask questions of your GP, of your doctor, to whoever has access to your medical record. He or she is best able to give you the personalized advice which is right for you. But nevertheless, generally will be the case that they're all clinicians, whether it be a surgeon or a medical clinician, a professional, a academic clinician or otherwise, they will all recognize exercising, maintaining good physical fitness is a must. As of course, important to maintain good mental fitness and of course, spiritual enlightenment. Mhm. And that's why these messages have been so powerful. That's why it's affected so many people. And that's why so many have responded positively and understanding if we come together in common aim and common purpose, we can together transform our life prospects, our physical health and well-being. Okay? And we can make the difference. Because if you want further incentives, I want you to listen to the words of Professor Hilary Beckles. He is the Vice Chancellor of the Universities of West Indies. And in this particular instance, he's discussing or sharing with the audience the levels of diabetes that's impacting the Caribbean and most certainly impact people from the Caribbean of African heritage here in Britain, because the levels of diabetes are diabolical. They are off the charts. And it is avoidable. I repeat, it is avoidable. It is very much to do with our lifestyle. But I want you to hear this message, because I've found that if you hear these learned people speak directly, they've devoted their entire life to our health and well-being, hear them directly, it has an impact. Here is Professor Hilary Beckles, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies.
We have 60% of the black people in the Caribbean over the age of 60 have hypertension or diabetes, or both. Now, if you take the single criterion of chronic diseases, hypertension, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, if you take that simple criterion, the black people in the Caribbean are the unhealthiest people on the planet. And you have to understand that. On the one hand, we are watching Usain Bolt and we're watching the Caribbean athletes. We're watching the Caribbean with an image of being the most athletic people on the planet. But beneath that image of these super sportsmen and women is the hard reality that we are now the sickest people on the planet. In every black family in the Caribbean, hypertension and diabetes is endemic and congenital. In my family, almost everybody over 60 has hypertension and diabetes.
You heard that, huh? In his family, every one of them have either diabetes or high blood pressure. Yeah? Yeah. Just take that in. The professor has spoken. Profound information. And therefore, it is incumbent upon the Motivator Show to take these matters seriously, to incorporate it as part of the fabric of each of our live shows, to spend just a few minutes communicating these messages to you, because you're not going to see these messages in other places, even in amongst people from Africa or the Caribbean, discussing these issues with the profoundness, the urgency that it absolutely demands. We at the Motivator Show don't do this, I say again, for fame. We don't do it for money. Definitely don't do it for money. And we definitely don't do it for you to thank us. No. We do it because it has to be done. Social conscience require that we have to do this, communicate these messages to you. Because far too many people, far too many members of the wider communities are dying before their time, or weighed down by illnesses that are avoidable. Diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, the impact on the community is profound. Is profound. And it is incumbent upon us. It is incumbent upon us to raise the issue amongst in our family, to discuss it, and proactively seek not to become one of those statistics. We can if we work together. And together we can, forgive me, together we will make the difference. So at this point, what I'll typically do is run a video of the members of the Countdown, the community exercise group, which we use an exemplar, only exemplar, for what is happening across London and across Britain. People, particularly of African heritage, are coming together in common aim and common purpose, understanding that your health is your highest wealth. If we work together, you're more likely to sustain change together. You can do it individually, yeah, and be yourself, myself, I, and own, yeah. But if we do it together, if we do it in a meaningful way, if we do it, hold hands together, clap those hands together, we work together, pool our resources, anything is possible. The world is our oyster. That's why we use Countdown as the exemplar for what is happening across Britain. If you wish us to focus on your community exercise group, send us the details of your community exercise group. You've got our email address. I'll put it up on the screen again for anyone who is uncertain, although I can't believe you're uncertain already, but never mind. It does happen that way. Here we go. In fact, give me up in a second. There you go. There we go. So here's our email address. Its email address is demotivatorshow501@gmail.com. If you manage a community exercise group and you'd like us to give publicity to it, to show your outstanding works, please, we're more than happy to do so. This is a life and death situation. I say again, this is a life and death situation. It is a life and death situation. That's how serious it is. You may not have been told this in other platforms, in other media forms. I realize that. But at 60%, yeah, in some cases 70% in some areas of Britain, we have diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity. That is an emergency. It should be red lights. Red lights. That is an emergency. So I'll take a deep breath and I'll just give you the what I'll say. Here we are. The what should I do here? The big horn. Let's do that big horn, shall I? Yeah, or the bigger one? Yeah, okay, you got it now, yeah, you hear it? Yeah, it's an emergency. It is an emergency. If in doubt, ask questions. And if you're doubting these words, I urge you just spend a few minutes to do your own research. And if you've got it wrong, we don't mind correcting our information if we have it wrong. But these two professors are, they're pretty learned. It's what they do for a living. We can and we will make the difference. So let's now move to the keynote dialogue. Okay. Representatives from Countdown, the community exercise group. We're going to discover how they're formed, how they're organized, and what they're doing out there in the community and making that profound difference to our general health and well-being. I want to congratulate every member of Countdown for what you're doing. Exercise is good, huh? Exercise is great, huh? You have our 100% support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If in doubt, I say again, if in doubt, ask question. So watch this. Listen to the leader of Countdown speak to us all. Here we go. It's the motivator here, and this is where we translate our words into action. And we're success. Oh my gosh, we're success. Absolutely. It's ours for the taking. And we've got a success here. This is Countdown. It's the man himself. Yes, I know. I talk about him every week. I know, yes. But he's here. We have Countdown, Mr. Countdown here with us today. Look at him, the vibrancy of an African man. Look at that. Royalty in persona. Well done. Hey, people, I've got a fantastic podcast for you today. A fantastic podcast. And you will learn a great deal about health, determination, resilience, and vision. And being kind to ourselves today. Okay? Today I have Ishmael representing, yes, the Countdown, that wonderful exercise group, community exercise group that we've given light to at every one of our live podcasts for the past 4-5 years. Oh my gosh, the time flies. And we do this because we believe in community exercise group. Here is Ishmael. I'm going to ask him to introduce himself in a moment. Here's Ishmael, but what he's going to do is to really give us an insight of what it takes to run a community exercise group. What are these underlying philosophies? Why does it? What impact he's had? And of course, the feedback we're now receiving from the people. Ishmael, hey, it's so fantastic that you're here in the studio today. How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much for having me onto your platform today. I've listened to your platform. I've heard about your platform. And it's an honor and a privilege to be on this platform today. Thank you very much. And to all the listeners and the followers of the Motivation Show, we want to thank you. Want you to continue to support this show as this man is doing an excellent job. And thank you for having me here today. I am privileged and honored to be here.
It is our honor to have you here. Because, you know, you are a representation of what is possible, where our minds are focused. Okay, and I've got to tell you, when contemplating the invitation to yourself, I'd considered the hundreds, and not forgive me, thousands of people who have traditionally sat at home and not exercised at all. Okay, but once I'd shown you and the exercise group exercising as frequently as you do, hundreds, forgive me, thousands of people have responded positively. Right. So before I even begin our dialogue, I just want to say to you, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
In fact, no. Let me be a little more childish. Here we go. Thank you. Yeah, even louder. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. And why is that necessary? It's really to acknowledge, you know, because we're going to get a bit into yourself and we really understand you. But look, first of all, I know that you are in contact with people, particularly from sort of continental Caribbean and Africa, of course, who are generally health conscious, okay, who are sufficiently health conscious to pursue a healthy lifestyle. Okay. Has that number grown since you started Countdown? Has that number, in your opinion, grown?
Well, yes, I'll say that because if I go back to where I started in 2021 during COVID,
Yes.
before COVID, it was only we were doing it at the park with 5 people when we started, 3, 4 people. Sometimes it's only 2 of us. And then COVID came in, get indoors, and people start reaching out. Guys, we are home, we're not doing anything. Is there anything you guys can do for us to get active? So we now decide that we can do a Zoom exercise. So sometimes people don't get engaged. Sometimes people will log in, but what they do, they just sit on the sofa and then watch you pretending they're doing something. So we carry on until the end of COVID. We decide to go back out. And then the numbers start growing, 6, 7 people, 8, 10, keep doing it at the park. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I think it's not everybody who is comfortable to actually go out and then exercise at the park, because for some people, they've got hay fever. Some people, they're thinking of, if I go to the park, let's say I want to ease myself, where should I go? So it's not everybody. This is something that you need to get used to. So we take all those factors into consideration. So it was like, okay, you know what? Let's look for a place. And then, but we don't have the finances. How are we going to start to do this? So we went to Walworth Methodist Church. We pitched our idea
here in London. That's here in London.
Yes,
Church
in London, Walworth Methodist Church in Camberwell. So we pitched our idea to the caretakers there. They was like, okay, no problem. We will accommodate you guys, but it is going to cost you X, Y amounts. So which is about £500 a month. So we digging into our pockets, me and my brother Abdul, DJ Litu, and then we paid the first deposit. So even when we paid the first deposit, the first day we launched the indoor community exercise officially, it was only 3 of us.
Okay. Only 3? So, oh my gosh.
Only 3 people. Only 3 people. So we keep going. Every week. And then the numbers start going up to 3, 4. But then we're self-funding ourselves. So we start selling it. Basically, the whole idea was for men's health. This countdown thing was actually introduced for men. But when we launched it, the men were very shy coming to exercise. Yes. So the women start coming, the numbers start growing. We start having very, very tiny number of men, 2, 3, but then you can have 10 women. So it's like, okay, so the number starts growing, and then we like, how are we going to continue to fund this? Because it's something that we love to do.
Yes.
But then again, we start reaching out to people like, just be open. We want to carry on doing this, but how are we going to do this? Because we cannot continue to dig into our pockets to fund it. Some people decide, okay, I'll donate £5. Some people say, oh, I'll bring water every week. So this is how we started.
Community power.
And then,
yes. Yes. And that's
for the past 1 to 2 years, we were in Walworth Methodist Church. The number starts growing from 10 to 15. People start sharing the messages. And then here we are today.
Brilliant. And we might get into a bit more of the growth in a moment. But in your opinion, are people of African heritage, either from the continent or from the Caribbean, generally health conscious, in your opinion?
I would say, as of now, maybe if I'm going to put a percentage onto that, I would say it's 30%. And I tell you why I said it's 30%.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't believe in physical exercise. And if I tell you, if you go back and look at the percentage of statistics, if you talk to a lot of people, especially African people, they will tell you a lot of them have got standing direct debits. They've got standing order or direct debit into all these gyms. But I tell you, Martin, none of them has been there 2 or 3 times in a year. But this money is coming out of their accounts every other month, religiously. But then they will tell you, oh, I'm looking for somebody to motivate me to go.
Yes. Yes.
Or I'm not too comfortable going to the gym, because you cannot find a typical African or Caribbean person or woman dress up in a sport gear that I'm going to the gym. They're thinking, oh, somebody's looking at me. I'm not too comfortable in this dress and all that.
Yes,
So you find out if you're going to put a percentage onto that, it's maybe 10%. So you will need to break that barrier in getting people confidence, build their confidence, and then for them to know that you're not dressing up to impress anybody. You're dressing up to go out to the gym to make sure that you improve your health and well-being. And when you go there, you make sure you put the shift, because a lot of people go there is just for social media. Get into the treadmill, the phone is there, do the recording, move from this machine to that machine to that machine, to get the 5 videos clip that they want, and then off they go.
Yes.
So
yes.
It was a very, very difficult breaking into these people, like getting them to exercise. And what the food we eat is not something that is from where we came from. It's all organic. But the food that we eat here is all processed food. And a lot of people, for what they eat, it's a lot of fried food. So people don't grill food, people don't eat veggies and all those things. So the there's a lot of factors that we need to consider. We need to sit down and think, you know what, if I'm doing all this, I really need to get myself active. And sometimes it's just, if you look at the entire if you look at the whole week, if you consider yourself for being active, 120, 160, 125 hours a week, that's all you need. 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day. You can just, let's say you come from work, you get off 2 stops to your house, you can walk. That alone, it's something. But if you talk to a typical African woman or man, they will tell you, oh, even the run I run for the boss is exercise. But what they don't understand, that's convenient working.
That's right. Yes. Well said. Well said.
So there's a lot to do.
Why do you think we're like that? Why do you think we're like that?
I think we're just setting in our ways. That's one thing. And then we're too comfortable, very comfortable in everything we do. We don't want to go out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
So it's a huge challenges. We get phone calls every now and then, text messages. Oh, guys, I'll come and join you guys. I'll come and join you guys. The same people, they only when they see you on the road is when they realize that, oh, I spoke to Ishmael yesterday that I'll come to the exercise. But I was like, before we used to sell it to people, encouraging them because we want the numbers. But now we realize that people, when you look at Countdown, the way Countdown is structured now, with our exercise classes, you've got more than 16 different nationalities in there.
Yes. Fantastic.
So for all, that is huge.
Yes.
So we're not only like, okay, we're going to hold this onto being a Sierra Leonean thing, or being a Ghanaian thing, or being a Nigerian thing, or being a Jamaican thing. No, none of that. And the one important and quality thing that Countdown has got, nobody look at nobody. The one hour you go there, you feel like home.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
The reception you get, that 1 hour, no matter what you're going through, you forget about every single thing. The world does not exist. Everything that exists is within that vicinity that you are in Countdown. And then when we finish, you see the smile. People go home. The text messages on the group. Oh my God, today was this. Oh, today that everybody.
Yes, yes.
So for me,
Again.
it gives me that satisfaction knowing that we're making an impact into people's health and well-being.
You are, without a shadow of a doubt, without any doubt whatsoever, 100%, you are definitely making an impact. There's no doubt about that. And we're going to come back to that particular point later on. And I've been very impressed. Whenever I visit, I'm always very impressed, really very impressive. But I'm bound to ask you this question as part of this dialogue here. In your opinion, should community leaders, religious leaders, let's say, or politicians put greater effort into supporting community healthy lifestyle living as part of a definite policy, not policy that we talk about, but policy that we are actively seen to be implementing? Could religious leaders, politicians, other leaders put greater effort in promoting a healthy lifestyle?
I agree with you 110%. And with all this community exercises people do, it will be good if a lot of politicians, religious leaders get involved themselves. Yes. Sometimes, let's say, if even you don't have the time, I'm not saying for religious leaders to involve or engage in what we do every single week. But once a week, if you just come to our exercise classes for people to see that, okay, the imam, the pastor, the reverend, the bishop, it's here this week.
Yes.
You understand? They get them involved. They see what we do. And then people are like, okay, you know what? Reverend Joseph was there yesterday. Oh, I didn't even know this thing was happening there. Because the reason why there's a lot of things that you can actually mitigate. People go to churches and sometimes even to go up the stairs, it's a problem.
Yes.
So for some people, if they know that there's no access to get into certain podium, let's say if your church is on the first floor, if you've got bad knees, how are you going to get up there? How are you going to go up those stairs? Right. Same thing at the mosque. You cannot sit down on the floor. You have to sit on the chair. So some of them, it's not like because they cannot sit, but because of the knees. And you look at their body structure. Some of them is just the weight they're carrying. So it's putting too much pressure on the knees.
In Britain, around 74% of African Caribbean women are either overweight or obese. 73% of continental African women meet this classification. This is an emergency. This is an emergency. Do not ignore this warning. This is an emergency. This is an emergency. Do not ignore this warning.
Yes, yes.
So if all of us work collectively, I think we can save the NHS a lot of time.
Agreed.
And medication in reducing these problems in our community, in our society.
Yes, you're 100% correct. The levels of obesity or fatness in the community, in the majority of our women are obese, heavier than the men for the same height, which is wow, and of course we're still being ravaged by diabetes and high blood pressure. Another one, and I know within the group within the group there's one in two have got one of those conditions, either obese, high blood pressure or diabetes. One of those conditions affect at least one in every two persons who attend the group, I'm aware. And even in my immediate neighborhood, I see that levels are at epidemic levels. So you are right. So if the local religious leaders, we should say local MPs, or indeed councillors for also joining you. That's an example of those community leaders who really should be setting the tone for the rest of the community to follow. Would you agree?
100%. But again, I will say the MPs, the councillors, they've shown leadership in what we do. They've shown example, because they've come and visit, they've involved.
This is true. Yes.
We've seen them. So it's now the responsibility of, or we're asking for the religious leaders for them to actually get involved into this journey and make it visible to their people.
Well, let's hope that they hear this message today. I believe they will. And we'll reach out to a few of them. We see if we can get them along to, as it were, to lead their congregation, to lead their peoples into the exercise regime, because the benefit for the church, benefit for the mosque will be enormous. You have healthier members. Yes, there you are, healthier members. I can't see how it could be a challenge, but again, just to keep re-emphasizing, the levels of fatness, of obesity is 60 to 70% amongst African women. That's a catastrophe. With all the complications that come with that, you see it yourself. It's a catastrophe. Levels of diabetes, of high blood pressure, above 50, 60% again. That is a catastrophe. And we need to address it. And one way which we can take control is by exercising and matching that exercise with a healthy eating regime, as you've hinted at. And we're thank you for that. And we're thank you, Kim. But we're bound to ask you this question, because you are, as it were, the leader. Yeah, you're countdown leader. Okay, we all look to you. I look to you. Hey, people, yes, I look to him. Okay. Would you mind sharing with us, and if that's okay, if it's not a secret, would you mind sharing with the audience your daily regime to maintain good health and fitness? Give us some idea what you do daily, please.
Right, that's a good question. Sometimes even myself, I don't know how I do it. But there's always this slogan that I always give my colleagues, my friends, the 3 Ds, which is determination, dedication, and discipline. Those are the 3 Ds.
Yes.
So basically, my routine a day, it's from where I live to where I work is 8.5 miles. So yes, so sometimes I wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. in the morning, dress up, pack my bag, put my backpack, and then jog from home to work, which is about 8.5 miles. Yes.
Hold on a second. I'm laughing. Yes, people, I'm laughing as well. Yeah, I am laughing. So you get up early in the morning. Your workplace is 8.5 miles from your home. You get up early, have your breakfast, and you run from your home to work 8.5 miles, and that's before you start work in the morning.
Yes, correct.
Praise the Lord, inshallah. Praise God, Rastafari.
Yeah.
Oh wow, well, that's a starter. Okay, and tell us more.
So I get to work. I start work at 6:30. Okay. So I get to work. Immediately I get to work. So have a shower, dress up.
Please forgive me for interrupting again. So you leave, so you get. Oh, I see. So you leave at 5:30. Did you say 5 o'clock? Yep.
No. I wake up at 22 or 4:45. So the 15 minutes is for me to dress up.
Yes.
Dress up and then leave the house at 5. So my target, the 8.5 miles, I should be able to do the 8.5 miles within, if on a good day, 58 minutes, 59 minutes, or an hour. I should be at work.
Oh, okay.
So
people, you heard him.
Yes. For me to have a shower,
Yes.
dress up, and then start my shift at 6:30.
Wow.
Yes. So that's my routine. Finish work at 2, head home, then I jump on the public transport on coming home.
Oh, you don't run back home. Oh, right. Okay. That's something.
No. So when I get home, I've got two boys and a girl. So the little one, she's into sports. So what I do, drop my bag and then go to her school, pick her up. She finished school at 3:30.
Okay.
So she's got training routine as well. So what I do when we come home at 4, by 5 minutes past 4, we go for another 5K run, me and her.
Another 5K?
Yes, go for another 5K. That's her own training. And then come home, have a shower. If they've got extra classes, I still take her, go to these extra classes. So I need to make that time. Take her to our extra classes, swimming, and then come home. So on the other day, let's say the following day, what I'll do, I'll cycle 16 miles to go and come.
Ooh.
Yes, so I alternate. So I run and then cycle, run, cycle. That's how I alternate. That's my routine.
Gosh. Wow. Well, I'm almost lost for words now. You see, I have many questions. I'm just absorbing your regime. So if I've got that right, so that's predominantly lower body exercise. I've watched you now. What about your mid and upper body exercise? How do you ensure your upper body and midriff is being exercised on a daily basis?
So the Monday and the Tuesday is dedicated to countdown to the community.
Okay.
So I use that. So let's say, because I'm a marathon runner, and with all this, because what I do at the center is different. So what I do normally on my quiet day, every other day, I dedicate at least 40 minutes to myself and do my own exercise, my upper body, lower body, strength training. I do that. Or sometimes I take my daughter to the park, we do that together. But it's a must. There's nothing, unless if I'm sick or something happened, but I have to squeeze that 30-40 minutes for myself. It's not an excuse wherein people say, oh, you know what, today I can't go out for work because the kids and all that. When I had my first child, he's 17 now, what I used to do, because I used to look after him, so I put him on the buggy in the morning, go for a run with him. So it's not an excuse. It is not an excuse for people not to get involved into physical exercise. It's not an excuse. So I take him, go for a run, and then come back. Or sometimes when I drop him to school, from there I just go straight.
Oh wow.
So instead of me sitting on my phone for 40 minutes, scrolling on Facebook, Instagram and all that, I'm looking at people doing what they want to do, and I'm giving my time to them.
Yes.
So why can't I invest that time on myself?
Absolutely.
So that's my routine.
I understand. Can I ask you? You mentioned your children, and there are many parents who be watching this. Now, I think I'm going to agree with you that it's around 30% of people who actually regularly exercise at the moment, and we need to increase that percentage. There's no doubt about that. And therefore, that's impacting on children. Okay. Now, a parent who may not be exercising greatly, how can they ensure that their sons and daughters get enough exercise for, enough daily? What would you recommend that they do to help their sons and daughters to exercise daily?
Honestly, Martin, these kids, they go to school, and a lot of them do PE in school. They have something that they like: swimming, dancing, gymnastics, and all that. So you, the parents, if let's say for instance, if your child is into swimming, you can join them.
Yes.
You can register on the adult class as well.
Yes.
So they go for 30 minutes. While they're doing their own swimming, you drop them, you go there and do your own swimming. You all finish the same time.
Right. Yes.
So instead of you giving them that time, sitting at home, on the iPad, get them, take them out, take them to the park, run around with them. It's all form of exercise. They must have something that they really and truly like. But because we, the parents ourselves, when we pick them from school and get into the house, we're comfortable. We don't want to step outside again.
Indeed, yes.
So you're making the kids comfortable. You're making yourself comfortable. So nobody wants to leave the house. Everybody just sit there and glue on the TV or on the iPad, on our phone, not doing anything. But there's so much. Sometimes the kids, they've got energy.
Indeed,
they've got the energy.
Yes.
If even you take them to the park, say take them to the park that's, the park is big. You can walk around with them. It's all form of exercise, because these are sometimes the time you like. If when I'm running with my daughter, we engage a lot. We talk a lot whilst we're running. We talk about school. He will tell me what happened in school. So we bond.
Yes.
So we've got something in common.
Right.
It's doable.
I agree with you, and it is interesting. It's I can't admit that I did the same with my children, although they were involved in quite a number of exercise, sport activities, mind you. But I didn't take advantage of that to exercise more myself, I have to admit. And I suspect I'm like the majority of parents at the moment. And you're right, we need a driver to do so. But your attentiveness is truly commendable, because we've seen your children. In fact, I think we've seen them every week on our little video, you see. They're running around. So they are learning from us adults, you see, inculcated into them. And so it'll be a part of their consciousness to take that behavior into their adulthood. And that can only be for the good. Okay, so I compliment you. But I want to return to Countdown. And I know you have hinted it, but I did want to just press you further on the reasons why you set up the Countdown Health and Fitness organization. Or do you have a sort of welfare aspect to Countdown? Is it just about fitness, or is it about fitness and welfare, those other social aspects that bring people together? Tell us.
When I was back home, because I came into this country in 2000, so when I was back home, I'm into sports.
Okay.
I follow football and I love running. So physical fitness was part of me. So I do that. Even when I came into this country, it's something that I do solo by myself alone. So people think, oh, something is wrong with this guy. But not knowing, all within that time from 2000 to 2015, to 2015, not knowing that I had underlying issues that I did not even aware of until
what issues?
Like hearts, cardiac issues, not knowing that.
Okay.
Yes. So in 2015, I was at work. I went to work. It was okay, fine, but I still carry on with I was disciplined with my food. I was disciplined with my exercise, but not excessively. Went to work, I was at work, and then I started feeling some pains. And the place was cold, it was hot. But I'm feeling cold, my bones and all that. So I was like, you know what, this is not normal. So I went to I went to our OHD. I went to the nurse, I told her the way I was feeling, and she goes, oh, no, Ishmael, you're a fit guy. Carry on with your work, just go take paracetamol, and then after you finish, you can go to A&E. So I was like, no. I said, the way I'm feeling is very unusual, because sometimes knowing your body is very, very important to study your body.
To your body.
Which a lot of people don't do. A lot of people ignore the signs and symptoms, the messages your body is giving. People tend to ignore that, but it's very, very important to be attentive to your body. So I said, no, this is not normal. So I was like, okay, where is the nearest hospital? And she said to me, the nearest hospital from Knightsbridge is Chelsea Westminster Hospital. Yes. I was like, okay, no problem. So I was in my uniform. I jumped on the public transport on the bus 74, and then got there, checked in A&E, and then I sat down for 10 minutes. They called me inside because I reported having chest pains. So They done an ECG, blood test. And then the lady came out and said to me, how did you get here? I was like, jump on the public transport. And she goes, you're joking, right? I said, no, I'm not. I said, I jump on the public transport. It goes, if you had waited for another 5 minutes, he said, you would have become history. He said, your arteries are blocked. He said, your arteries are blocked. I said, wow, okay. She goes, so that's why you were having so much pain. And she said to me, unfortunately, there's no surgeon there. We have to move you to Royal Brompton. So they put me in an ambulance. And then they told me that they're going to do a triple bypass. They've already explained the surgery and everything. They moved me to the hospital, take me to the theater. I was lying on the table. There were consultants, 5 consultants. They were discussing. And then there was another 6th one that came. So he said, Australian guy, he said to me, okay, hold on. Let's don't do the surgery yet. Let's do an MRI to actually have a clear picture of what is happening. So they done the MRI and then they realized that the arteries were blocked. So they unblocked them. They kept me for 3 days. When I was discharged, before discharging, so a guy came with the medication, blood thinner, then with statin, that you're going to be on this for the rest of your life. And you need to stop eating palm oil, fizzy drinks, energy drinks. So I said to him, I only drink water. I said, all those things, I don't drink them. And unfortunately, this is the unfortunate part. But sometimes the deceiving part, us as Africans or as black people, you look at somebody who is fat thinking this person is very, very unhealthy, or her cholesterol, her cholesterol level is very high. But not knowing that sometimes some of them, they've got very low cholesterol. And for slim people like us, our cholesterol level is like 9.9, 10.
That's right. Yeah.
Because we get deceived by our looks.
Indeed.
Thinking, I'm clean, so I can eat anything. Yeah. Because there's no way I'm going to put on weight. We get deceived with that.
Indeed. Yes.
So when I was discharged, the guy goes, you're going to be on this medication for the rest of your life. I was like, okay. It was kind of like I was like, why this is happening to me? Because I do things I'm supposed to do. But again, and I look at it on the brighter side, assuming this did not happen to me, some people don't have this chance.
That's right.
At all. Yes. Because when it happens to you and that's it, you're gone. But because my level of fitness preserved me, it wasn't my time, but because my level of fitness, the investment that I invest in my health and well-being actually pushed me that far. And which is a very, very important thing that people need to pay attention to. That if you look after yourself, your health and well-being is like a pension pot where you invest is for the time that you're retired. Absolutely. So that pension pot will sustain you. It's the same thing. The time you look after your body, when your body needs you, it will be there to save you. But if you don't invest in that, the time you need your body, it's not going to be there at all. So, and I was taking medication for the past 4 or 5 years. I was on that. I've done all sort of tests you can think of. Tilt test, echo stress. Like the tilt test is something that you lie on the couch, they tilt your feet up, and then they drain all the blood coming to your head to see how your heart can actually respond.
Okay. Oh wow.
So I've been through all that. The echo stress is something that you run on the treadmill. So you only wear shorts, and then they put the monitors on your body. You run on the treadmill, and then they tell you to lie down, and then they press your heart very hard. They press your heart very hard. Let's say you're running on, say, 10 minutes per mile. What they do when you come back on the treadmill, they will increase the speed. So basically what they do, they're stressing your heart to see the level, how far you can go. So that exercise is 45 minutes. You have to complete that exercise.
45 minutes?
45 minutes. I've done all that.
All right.
So being on the medication, and one day after everything, series of tests and all that. So, and then my consultant goes, okay, you know what, Ishmael, I'm going to take you off the medication. So I was like, okay, this was a relief. But then the problem was still there. I had 3 fainting episodes. The last fainting episode, no, the 2, I had the first one, and then they decided that, okay, because you're having fainting episode, we're going to do more investigation on you. So what they decided was to put a loop recorder inside next to my heart to monitor my day-to-day activities.
Okay.
So fast forward in 2018, when I took up running, like public involving into races. After my first race, for what I saw, I decided that, okay, you know what, this is something for people to get involved into health and well-being. It's something that we can actually introduce into the community. This was 2018 to 2019. So I reach out to a lot of community people, pitching the ideas to them, like, okay, guys, this is what I want to do. What do you guys think? So a lot of people that I reach out to said to me, it's not doable, it's not possible. You know our communities. Yes, you know our communities, we're not into this kind of things. If you have a barbecue in Budget Park, they will come, or getting them to involve into physical fitness. So I was like, okay, let me give it a go. So in 2019, I reached out to breast cancer. So breast cancer said, okay, we'll sponsor you. So breast cancer gave me T-shirt, they gave me flyers and all that. So we did our first launching 2019 in Burgess Park. That was when we launched the
running
health
through Burgess
and well-being.
Park. And just for the benefit of the audience, so Burgess Park, it's quite a large park. I think it's about a mile or 2 in length, and therefore to run around the periphery of Burgess Park is about 4 miles, I believe. So some ridiculous amount of time, but continue.
So we launched it, and when we launched it, we had about 35 people.
All right. Okay.
On the first day of the launching. So, and it was a success for me. I wasn't looking at the number, but for the fact that I actually launched it, people are aware, people are talking about it. For me, it was a success.
Yes. But if I may, Ishmael, so you have a heart condition, but yet you run Countdown and lead in the exercise regime at Countdown. We've seen you. We see you.
Yeah.
Typically, forgive me, I don't know nothing about nothing really, but I make an assumption that if you had that condition, that you want to slow down. You did the exact opposite. Explain.
Okay. This is the interesting part of it. After I've had 4 surgeries so far. 4.
Oh my gosh. Right.
4. I've had 4 surgeries, 3 fainting episodes. The 3rd episode was I collapsed, my heart stopped beating for 20 seconds. And then it restarts again for another 10 seconds. So technically, if I was in Africa, they would pronounce me dead.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh my
but
gosh.
Here, they were able to gather all this information due to the loop recorder that I had inside my heart.
Right.
So it's like a car. A car feeds on petrol or diesel. So for me, I've got a very low heart rate. If I'm not active, my heart rate will drop drastically to 35. For a normal person, it's 96, 100, 106. But for me, if I'm not doing anything, my heart rate sits on 40, 45, which is very low. Yes.
So unless and the reason why your heart rate is that level,
I have abnormal heart rate. So this is what the investigation we were trying to do.
Right.
So part of the countdown exercise that I do is for me to raise awareness to people, for them to understand that you can be diagnosed of so many illnesses, diseases, but again, the responsibility is down to you, because we're playing too much blaming games onto the GPs, onto the surgeon, onto the doctors, that They're not supporting us. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. If now you go to the hospital, you get diagnosed for something, and they said to you, you know what, you need to stop smoking. People will still continue to smoke. And then when they go on relapse, what will happen? They tend to blame the doctors. The medication they're giving me, it's not working.
Indeed, yes.
How can a doctor tell you you will be on a medication for the rest of your life? The first question I asked the doctor was, is there anything I can do?
Absolutely.
And then
yes.
they said to me, it's completely in your hands. If you follow guidelines, you do what you're supposed to do, you can beat your medication. Even in my exercise classes, I've got people who have got diabetes, who are on high blood pressure. Some people have got knee problems. They recommended that they have to do a knee replacement. But just by that little effort that they make themselves, some of them, they go back to their GP after weeks or 2 months. The GP was like, what were you doing? And then they goes, oh, I go to this exercise class. He goes, really? Said, yes. Continue to go there. Your blood pressure has been normalized. Some people like, we don't need a knee surgery. I've got lots of them giving testimonies, lots of them. So for me, it was raising awareness. It was raising awareness.
I've got to say there that honestly, I've sent quite a number of people your way, like you said, and they've all had an illness of one kind or another, okay. 100% Ishmael, 100% have reported that their conditions have improved. Their conditions have improved since attending the community exercise classes. 100%. Those with diabetes, with high blood pressure, those with fatness, overweightness, each one of them have noted a significant improvement in their condition and greater control. And one of my regular guests here is we call the inspired diabetic, Winston Wizard. He had visited you. He said he'd been in at a look. He didn't participate, I'm told, but he came to have a look. We advertised it, and he said he was overwhelmed. He has yet to come back to you apparently, but he will, I'm sure. But he said what he witnessed were people taking control. And what did you say? What did you say are the 3 Ds? Let's repeat those 3 Ds for us again.
It's discipline, dedication, and determination. So
say it again.
You need to have the discipline. You need to be determined. You need to dedicate yourself. Because how I look at it, I keep telling them, you can be invited to a party. You're making all the efforts. You're planning 1 month ahead to go to this party. You want to look so good. You want to put on your best dress to go to this party. But when they tell you to invest in your health and well-being 20 minutes a day, it's a hard ask.
Absolutely.
So it's about time we start looking at ourselves. If we want to see our kids growing in front of our eyes, because it's what you do at home, the kids will do. Anything you say or do, if the kids see you involved into health and well-being, we have now, especially if you go to the classes, we have kids following their parents to the exercise class. They get involved in it. Tuesday, like today, we do the walk, jog, and run in Borges Park. You see them coming out for a mile or two.
Parents running with their sons and daughters, nephews and nieces, granddads and grandmothers, uncles and aunties, all running for their health and well-being.
So all this is just raising awareness into the community for people to know that there's so much we can do to take the pressure off NHS, to take the pressure off yourself, to take yourself off medication, and to improve your health and well-being.
Well said. Well said. Sorry, I still can't get over the fact that you've got an irregular heartbeat. You have a recorder in your body, but you do so much in the community. Oh my gosh, I didn't quite expect you to say that. So it's, wow. It goes to show people, it goes to show you could do the same.
Yeah.
I say to people.
Yeah.
Countdown, of course, is started the wave, you know. The Motivator Show has been affected by your wave, okay? Are you happy if I were to put people your way to help people to start up their own local community exercise class, or have you done it already, maybe?
110%, because the more the merrier, as we normally say. And even now, as I'm talking to you, we've got I've got a good working relationship with the former mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're working in partnership wherein
Yes.
we deliver exercise classes for Muslim women, and then
Very good.
we've got other people that we support in different ways. And if anybody within our community actually wants to do what we do, we are 110% ready to support them, to through our support, because we cannot reach everybody.
No.
If other people have got access to reach where we cannot reach, we're happy to do that, all in improving, having a healthy community.
Well said. That's such an important response, and thank you for that response. You're open. You're only one person, mind you. Once you have a team around you, I don't want to mind people. It's only one person, okay? So don't take too much advantage of him. But you're willing and able, where it's possible, to give support away, to give support to those who wish to organise a community exercise class. You're happy to talk them through how you set up Countdown, what to look out for, resources required, and so on. Okay, but if I may, just to probe you a little further on Countdown. So. You identify yourself. You're typically leading the exercise classes. Are there others that lead the exercise classes? What are the sort of particular features of Countdown that makes it a success?
First is the leadership and the sacrifices, because if you set up an organization and then you think you have to lead all the time, you have to be the head, you're not going to succeed. And especially setting up this kind of things, because you've got people with different skills, people with different background, people with different personalities, but having everybody in one room and then telling them, this is what we want to do, this is how we were going to do it.
Yes.
Can we all just bring our ideas to make this a success? There's a lot of, because you have to sacrifice the time. I sacrifice, it's 4 hours of my daily time, Monday to Wednesday, that I give out to community, just to make sure I leave my house at 5 and then be at the hall at 6, set up a whole hour, and then lead the classes. Sometimes I don't, and then pack up again, come home. So it's 4 hours, don't get paid for that. It's a community sacrifices. So there's a lot more to do. It's, if you the leader, you need to have an open mind.
Yes.
You need to be able to accommodate everybody to have a successful organization.
Yes.
Because if you don't, then you're not going to succeed. You're not going to succeed. That's all.
Quite right too. So if someone arrives at Countdown for the very first time, what happens? How do you recognize them? What are the preparation before they begin exercising themselves?
Well, if it's the first day, you let's say, because you've got people that they yourself, you've referred so many people. Some people will will hear about Countdown through their friends. Some people when they're passing, some people
Yes.
just on social media. So the first day when you come there's always a lady from 6 o'clock standing there with the iPad. We've got disclaimer form, we've got the registration form, talk you through what we do, and then ask you about your health and well-being, your medical condition, which is very, very important.
Absolutely, yes.
That is very key for us to know your background as to what you can do and what you cannot do.
Indeed,
So
yes.
we do all those assessments and then tell you exactly what we do and how we do it. And then we'll tell you, okay, if you're just here to look, you can. But if you want to have a tester, you want to get involved and see how you can cope, we do that. We give you that day, a trial, and then you go, we give you the form, you look at the form, and then you come back the following day or the day after that, okay, you know what, I like what I see, I want to get involved. And then we talk you through the registration process. And that's it, because we don't pay for the classes. For now, we are supported by the council, Sodok Council.
Good.
So the classes are free, and we cannot thank Sodok Council enough. And yourself sitting here, you play a vital role, a major role in the success of Countdown. And we have to thank you for making sure, believe in Countdown, what we do. We don't need to sell Countdown again because the evidences are there.
Yeah,
we've got a lot of MPs coming in unannounced just to see what we do. A lot of councillors, the mayors. So they come, they see. So we're trying to expand, trying to create the awareness. Because the more awareness you create for people to understand that health and well-being is very, very, very important, the more we reduce the obesity, the diabetes, the arthritis, the loneliness, the depression, because all those things, the heart disease, all those things are very, very important. So that's why we're here to make sure that we champion that by raising the awareness.
Thank you for that. And just to say that I understand that you were very recently in the London Marathon. Oh my gosh. And I was tracking you. So let me just say, folks, he was...
Incredible style and a historic performance, 1:59.30. Absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like that. What a finish. Just under a minute to do this. You can do it.
Sebastian Towe. He came, he saw, he conquered. Not so very long ago, the idea of anyone running an official marathon in under 2 hours lurked only in the realms of fantastical and theoretical, part holy grail, part scientific curiosity. But over the course of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds of tumultuous spring day in London, Sebastian Sowe, Kenyan, turned it into a brain-spinning reality. Imagine running 100 meters in under 17 seconds and then keeping that pace up for another 26 and a bit miles or 42 kilometers. That is what the 31-year-old Kenyan did. A true-born African man. Praise Jah, Rastafari.
He was very fast. He'll give us details in a moment. So tell us about your involvement in the London Marathon. Why were you in it? And I understand other members of Countdown were in the London Marathon. Why enter the London Marathon? What were you seeking? What point were you trying to make, if any? And why should we all aspire, he says, to run the London Marathon at least once in our life?
Here's Ishmael in the London Marathon. After running nearly 26 miles, he grabs his daughter to run the last half mile with him. Oh, what a lovely father.
Good question. I'll go back to 2019 when I start running alone by myself. So I reach out to a few people, especially Abdul, to join me. Abdul goes, oh, you know what? You keep running. any mile you do, I'll take 1 spoon and then throw it down my throat. I was like, okay. Said, okay, no problem. So he used to be my cameraman, but by then I didn't know I had this heart condition. So 2019, I took up my first race when I ran alongside Mofaro and all that. So I got there. I didn't even know him, but in Burkina Palace, that was where we started. So I was in wave 1. Mofaro and them, they were in front. So when they set off, the wheelchair set off, and then the elite set off, and then we set off, I was like, I thought I'm the next Mofaro. So I followed them. When I followed them, that was where the penny dropped. I wanted to hold my guts in my hand, the pace. So I learned my lesson. Yes. After the race, that was when I was like, okay, you know what? This is something we can do. This is something I can encourage people to do. And I get bored with the 10K. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do a half marathon. And then they goes, oh, no, it's not possible. That's a big jump.
How many miles? How many miles is that?
That's 14 and 1 mile.
Oh gosh.
That's 22K. Mm-hmm. So I get bored. I took up the challenge. I ran the half marathon. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to push for a marathon. So I had a conversation with my consultant. 2 years back, I wanted to run the London Marathon, and then I had a surgery, so my consultant talked me out of it. He goes, no, don't do it. Yeah.
You had to be talked out of running the marathon by your surgeon.
By my consultant, yes. So after so many consultation and all that, so my consultant goes, you know what? You're free, man. You can do whatever you want to do. So after the major surgery I had in 2020, 3 years back, wherein because of my low heart rate, so what the operation they did was, they call it ablation. So they went through my 2 groin inside with the camera. So they burned the arteries around my heart. So it now regulates my heart rate a little bit to 60, bring it up to 60 from 40 to 60.
Okay.
So the disappointing part is immediately we left the theater room into the recovery. The heart rate dropped to 58, but it wasn't much of a concern.
All right.
So 2 years back, when I visited him, and then he was like, because it was a test case. I was a test case, and my surgeon was over the moon for the success of the surgery, because with this ablation they do here, they only do it in America. It's very costly. So now in the UK, they start doing that. So for him, it was a success case. So he even done a podcast with me. Like, he sat down with me for me to explain. There was other doctors. Like, it was an open panel. Like, how do you do this? How do you manage yourself? So I had to give him a background story of how I managed myself up to where I am today. So, very good guy. He's a Chinese, very good guy. So, running the London Marathon, for me, I get bored and then decide to take up the challenge. So by doing that, I encourage other people. And as I'm sitting here today, the people that have taken half marathon from Countdown is more than 20. And this marathon, we went at this marathon, the London Marathon, we had 20 representatives on this London Marathon on Sunday.
20? I didn't realize. 20 from Countdown.
Yes, 20 people.
Here's Ishmael running in the 2026 London Marathon, one of 19 other Countdown members.
20 from Countdown. And the half marathon, there's another half marathon coming in September the 6th. We're going to have 46 representatives, 46 from Countdown.
So to be clear, forgive me interrupting. In other words, these are just ordinary people who took up the community exercise class and are now running half marathons and marathons after a year or two of being with Countdown.
Yes, some of them they just cap themselves on 10Ks. Some of them are doing 10Ks now. Some of them are doing 5Ks religiously. People who have never done any running in their life. Some of them are doing religiously now. They run in 10 miles, they run in 5 miles and all that. So we've got a group that we set up, encouraging people. So you put your activities there. We monitor that.
Right.
We give guidance. Sometimes we go with them. So there's a lot of improvement, a lot.
Oh, forgive me. Allow me to be a little bit childish. I know this is very being childish. Yes. 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 Absolutely. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. It just goes to show, with a little bit of motivation, ordinary people can engage what appears to be extraordinary physical feats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a real compliment to you, Ishmael. That's a real compliment to you. Well done. Well done. They involve in marathons and half marathons in increasing numbers. That is outstanding. I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon to hear this, and therefore it just goes to show that your 3D, say your 3Ds again.
It's discipline, dedication, and determination.
There you are. That's all you need. That's all you need. And if you're in doubt, join people who believe in that philosophy. Just come or just hold their hand if you're feeling uncertain. Just hold their hand so you gain a bit of their confidence. And together you could transform your health.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. And we want to encourage people to come out and exercise. But you're right, they should always take it easy at first. Ensure from a medical point of view that they're fully checked out before they start. Yep, that's always advisable, as you would go through that list of your checklist to make sure all is well, and gradually ease them into an exercise regime, as we promote here on the Motivator Show as Countdown. Now, I've got to say, now that we've reached this point, what is quite obvious to me is that I understand that you and other Countdown members not only will participate in the month, and you just told us about the involvement. What will be your final words to those who are thinking about starting to exercise? What would be your words to them, given this platform? What would you say to someone who's contemplating starting to exercise again? What would you say to them?
You don't need to think. You don't need to think about it. All you need to do, just make yourself available. Make yourself meet the right people. Because some people is fairness. Thinking, because a lot of people, we have people, when they look at our videos before, they think, it's too difficult. But what they don't understand is we've got stages, we've got levels. So on what you can do. So you have people who can cope with intensity, you have people who cannot cope with intensity.
Yes.
So there's a lot of variation there.
Right.
You don't need to think, you don't need to be scared, you don't need to hold yourself. You might be thinking something different, but when you get there, your mindset will change completely. And what is going to happen with you moving forward is slowly, your friend circle is going to change. Your friend circle is going to change, and your older friends that you used to hang out with or discuss things with, eventually you're going to part away with them. Not like you're going to cut them off completely, but now you don't have too many things to talk about. And then you've got people now, you talk about health and well-being day in, day out, and doing things together. But for us Black and African people, thinking, you know what? You've decided, now you've got new friends, you don't have our time, blah, 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 and all that. But what they don't understand, when they said peer group pressure is real, it is real.
Indeed.
If we don't have anything in common to talk about, we're not going to have a discussion. Because now your life is going to become structured in the sense that Every Tuesday, you've got friends that you meet for you guys to go and do a 5K, whether walk or jog or run. And within that work, it's when you process things in your mind. It's when you free up your mind. It's when you take away the stress. It's when you deal with yourself, have a meeting with yourself, and then come with all the answers. So you come back home, if even you were stressed or depressed, you come back smiling and you go to bed, you fall asleep like a baby.
Well said.
So there's a lot of benefits.
Can I just ask you, it's a quick supplementary. At the beginning, you indicated that Countdown really started off to encourage men to exercise. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a particular message for the men? Because I noticed in the videos that it is majority women. But what would your message be for men? Young men, middle-aged men, older men? What would your message be for them?
My message to them is the cotton away from your face. Take the cotton, stop the shyness.
Indeed.
Stop the shyness. Forget your figure, forget the way you look. Nobody's going to judge you.
No,
just right. Come. If you cannot come, if you think you're not comfortable to mingle yourself, take the first step. Start going to the park. Build your confidence. Go for a walk. 10-15 minutes around the park. If you have your podcast to listen to, do that. If you have, because you meet a lot of people on the park. A lot of people are there for different purposes. Some people are sitting down, some people are walking to clear their mind. Mm-hmm. It's very, very important. We're shying away from all these things. We're encouraging. My message to all the men, I'm encouraging you guys. Nobody's going to judge you. Countdown is an open place for everybody. So please, we're asking the men, please come. We're asking the wives, the girlfriends, the friends to encourage them. Yeah. We have people in Countdown that are bringing their husbands now, because the women used to come. And then slowly, the women start encouraging their husbands. And now they're bringing them. Now they're coming for themselves. Mm-hmm. They cannot miss. They cannot miss an exercise day at all. Good. And when they come there, they go, the feedbacks we get, because now even they don't have something in common to talk about, but now because of exercise, they've got so much to talk about. They go for a walk now, even when they don't come to the classes. So there's so many things you can do together.
Yes.
When you're involved in health and well-being. So we're encouraging the men, please. We're not going to judge you guys. We're looking for you guys. We want you guys to be part of this. Thank you.
Well said. And I've got to say, Ishmael, I'm inspired by you, because this is where, here on the Motivator Show, this is where we translate our words into action, and where success is ours for the taking. I want to thank you again for being an outstanding guest here on the Motivator Show.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And we look, and there you have it. I know you would agree with me. That was truly an inspirational dialogue. What he demonstrated were the significant hurdles, personal hurdles, he had to overcome, that maintaining good health and fitness and well-being is essential. It, as he put it, it's like your pension pot. If you invest in it, it will help to protect you in later life. And most certainly, his fitness has been a true advantage, ensuring that he's able to be an integral part of Countdown, an integral part of thousands of people's lives to transform their healthness, their fitness, their health, and indeed their wellness. And together we can all transform the world. It just takes a little bit of determination, he said it. Yes, you got it? Determination, dedication. Yes, that's what he said. Yes, that's what he said. Yes, absolutely. Follow through. I hope you enjoyed that podcast. I hope you enjoyed those messages. There's a lot packed in there, but those messages are for you. Yep, for you. Share links of this podcast with your family, your friends, your network. And if you haven't subscribed, it really would help us out if you did subscribe. It just gives the green light to the YouTube algorithm to spread the word even further. But thank you for your support, for all your feedback. It's been a tremendous feedback. Thank you. And we will continue the works. So if in doubt, ask questions. But until then, we'll say to you, we remain the motivator. And thank you. Watch the next video.